Cole, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to see if I can get all this stuff stacked up nicely.
Ah! Stop! Stop! Oh!
Dude!
Oh, dude!
Cole, I've got some bad news. My college degree is fake. I'm not a real IT guy. You have done more college than any of us. You're gonna need to take this crowbar and save the day.
What the hell is that puny thing? How am I supposed to kill aliens with that?
Okay, sorry, genius. Some other guy took the bigger one, but you're used to small things.
Playing through Black Mesa taught me that gamers today are literal baby chicks who'd rather get their food pre-chewed and delivered directly from the mouth of developers into our own so that we can all have a nice, easy experience. With some exceptions, most games today tell you what to do, how to do it, where to go, how to get there, the amount of lube, and how to apply, all with endless tutorials. But Black Mesa says no, you won't be needing that. Going into Black Mesa, I knew that you shot guns, there was a crowbar, some cute nasty spider things, and that many people regarded it, well, Half-Life, as one of gaming's masterpieces. If you somehow don't know already, Black Mesa is a remake of the 1998 shooter Half-Life. It's ironic actually. The reason I never played Half-Life was because it was old and it didn't have any of the modern gaming conveniences. So with Black Mesa being finished in 2020, I thought, hey, now I get to see what all the hubbub's about. Me, being clueless about the game, thought it would be a nice, easygoing campaign shooter that the current gaming industry has gotten me accustomed to. Needless to say, I was wrong. Before delving further into Black Mesa, I figured I'd warn you of spoilers. I will be bringing up major plot points, but that said, I don't really know how crucial the plot is to enjoying the game. Regardless, I think the less you know about the game, the more you will enjoy it. So if you have any inclination to play it, stop here. Or don't, I'm just happy you clicked on the video. Moving on. Even though I talked about Black Mesa throwing you into the fire, honestly, it really isn't that hard of a game. It just doesn't give you any hints about anything. It won't tell you where to go, it won't explain the story in any detail, and it forces you to learn how to play by yourself. I'll explain more as we go. The entire game is very atmospheric. The tones of each level are clearly portrayed from beginning to end. When you first come to, you are in a tram that is taking you through the Black Mesa research facility. The tram slowly but surely takes you deeper and deeper into the facility, and when you reach your destination, you are greeted as Mr. Freeman. And if it hadn't before, it clicks now that you're a scientist here, and you're on your way to your typical average day of work. Now this is where the magic happens.
Oh, come on. Did that honestly seem like a good idea, Gordon?
After about 10 minutes of a slow on-rail segment, you finally get to explore on your own. After getting some reactions out of the NPCs, I started to have a little fun, and just picked up whatever I could find and smashed it into people's faces or threw it at them. After the fun, I figured it was now time to get to work. I get my hazard suit and make my way over to the job site. Immediately, I realize that things aren't going so smoothly. There is trouble in the air, and the many different mishaps assured me that the experiment would go amiss. I didn't think it would be this bad though. I had been sucked into the world of the Black Mesa facility that the sudden meltdown and unexplainable events that occurred right before me felt foreign. People were dying all around me. Monsters were attacking, and I didn't even have any means of self-defense. Talking to other NPCs, I learned that I needed to make my way over to the Lambda complex so that we could put an end to this mayhem. To get there, you have to make your way back up through the facility and over a little, all the while dealing with the many enemies you would come across on your journey. This is where the meat of the game is. Getting down to work took all of 10 minutes. Getting back up after the facility had been compromised by monster alien things was another story entirely. Black Mesa doesn't do cutscenes. You don't get to end a mission by entering an elevator and then start the next one in an entirely different area. This is really unique, and I can't really think of any other story-based games that have done this, other than maybe an open world game, but even that feels different than this. As cool as it was, this sorta led me to one of my issues with the game. It can take some time getting through the lab between the puzzles and the janky platforming that you have to do to progress. I'll get back to the puzzles and platforming in a bit. Anyway, after about 2.5 hours of gameplay, I finally snapped. Being underground for so long, I'd seen too many similar sights and had just clumsily finished a platforming puzzle. I was on my way to complete a task and I met an NPC who said something that just rubbed me the wrong way. In my irritation, I haphazardly clicked the left mouse button, and to my astonishment, I actually shot him. Lesson learned. Gotta have some trigger discipline in this game. I believe that part of what set me off was how Gordon has to take care of everything. Every time you meet someone, they seem to be stuck because none of them knows how to get the task done, or they just simply don't have the snarks to do it themselves. I guess I'm not the only one who isn't using my collegiate education. So much for that MIT diploma, Gordon.
Oh, Cole, man, am I glad to see you.
How are things going here?
Pretty good?
Hey, I need to press this
Whoa,
button.
whoa, whoa, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm a scientist.
No, man. You're a college dropout. What the hell is my car? What's that supposed to help with anything?
I don't know, but I'm sure it was necessary.
As you progress, completing every menial task the game gives you, you will come to some roadblocks in the form of puzzles and platforming. This is really where the game leaves you to fend for yourself. Countless times I would ask myself, what am I even supposed to do here? After searching an area for 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes just to find a valve handle that needed turning. Other times I would ask myself, is this what I'm actually supposed to do? When I would come across a seemingly impermeable area. I started out seeing a hole in a stuck elevator and thinking, maybe I go through there, and ended up at, yeah, I could probably make my way across this gap if I jump on that pixel halfway across. This was alien territory to me, and we haven't even changed dimensions yet. Up till now, the games that I played showed me the way to go or made it fairly obvious which path to take. Black Mesa just doesn't, and that's not a bad thing. Once I got in the right mindset, I was able to press forward with relative ease. Heading through the facility was probably the worst part for me. I craved a change of scenery, which the game teased only to force me to hold my breath and go back under. With everything weighing down on me, I was suffocating from the lack of beautiful vistas and open areas. So when I finally made my way topside, it was a sight to behold. This new setting rejuvenated me, and it's part of what kept me going. Knowing now what was to come next, I'm glad I didn't stop. Upon reaching the Lambda complex, you find out that to stop the alien invasion, you must take the fight back to their home. You step through a portal and you find yourself in Zen. If getting out of the facility was a breath of fresh air, then taking the first steps into Zen was breathtaking. From what I gathered with the original Half-Life, Zen was probably the least popular area of the entire game, and from watching footage, I can understand what they're getting at. But with the entirely revamped Zen found in Black Mesa, I think it has become one of, if not, the most beloved area in the game. Zen is so unique and fresh, while still being familiar to what you explored in the game so far. The team at Crowbar Collective did a stellar job at recreating the same style of gameplay found in the first 3/4 of the game that Valve had made so many years back. They were able to do this and still give this area its own personal atmosphere. And while the visuals go a long way, and they do go a long way, the music is on a whole nother level here. Throughout the entire game, whenever the music would kick in, I was surprised with how good it was at setting the mood. It did such a good job that when there was a lack of music, it was ominously apparent. And when it comes to Zen, I think it did its job even better. Kudos to Joel Nielsen, the composer, for improving the tone of this game tenfold. Zen was also home to some quite enjoyable boss fights. The game as a whole has some of the best boss fights I've ever seen in a shooter. The cream of the crop, though, had to be the fight against Gonarch. This whole fight is so different from the other encounters with enemies in the game. This is good for two reasons. The first is that at this point, it would be kinda boring to be in an arena-like room and fight till it's dead. We've seen that before, and we will for sure see it later. Gonarch's fight, on the other hand, takes you all over the place. You chase it, and then it chases back, culminating in a final showdown. The other thing is that the fight is just another way that the game sets the tone of Zen. You're not in the Black Mesa facility anymore. Gonarch and what you see following is proof of that. Although it's been said, Black Mesa and Half-Life for that matter is just one of those amazing games that stands the test of time. Sure, the gameplay feels a bit old, yes, there are some flaws from time to time, but that in mind, what game doesn't have issues? There are so many things that you can take away from this game, but for me the biggest is the idea of moving forward. Half-Life influenced so many others to the point that it ended up receiving a fan remake that is fully sanctioned by Valve. Not only that, but the story itself has that same theme as well. Gordon may have been just some random scientist, but compared to most of the other scientists, he never gave up. He kept moving forward.
Right, yeah, you got this, man. Do this Black Mesa. Do it for
Yeah.
this dead guy. Do it for the world.
Yeah, let's go!
He's screwed.
What are you doing here? Where are all the aliens?
Oh, those. Yeah, some Freeman something or whatever came by and he took care of them all.
All of them?
All of them.
So there's nothing for me to do here now.
Nope, things wrapped up rather smoothly.
What do I do now?
Guess you can go back to Earth and jerk it.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching our video on Black Mesa. We hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more. We make videos like this every week, and there is plenty more to come. Shout out to our Patreons, who we appreciate so much. Check out our Patreon where you can find the process I went through to make the head crab plushie you see in the video, as well as other behind the scenes of many of our videos. Thanks again, and as always, keep it rad.